All right, guys. So I've talked about this before and alluded to this idea that there's just some people in our society that just can't be criticized on their character or merits. Okay, if you criticize people with a colorblind lens, if you say, listen, we're criticizing you purely because of your policies, purely because of your actions, purely because of the things you did, you can't criticize a certain group of people because of their race or sex, right? And if you do that, and this person that you're criticizing happens to be a certain race or sex, even though you're not criticizing them because of their race or sex, you're gonna get called racist, right? Because there's certain people in society that are just gonna get a free pass because the woke revolutionaries have deemed them to be immune from criticism, and they feel that any criticism directed towards these people is purely from a racist or sexist standpoint, when that's totally not true. It's not true whatsoever, right? And one of the examples of this is what happens with Kamala Harris, right? When the right criticizes Kamala Harris, you have people that come out and say, well, you're just criticizing her because she's a black woman. When, guys, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty in tune with the right-wing circle, right? With conservative media and stuff like that. Joe Biden gets way more smoke from the right than Kamala Harris does. I mean, let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Joe Biden gets way more smoke, and he's a white man. And 100%, almost 100% of the criticism I ever hear of Kamala has to do with the merits, right? Her policies, right? It has nothing to do with her skin color whatsoever, okay? But that's not what the liberal media wants you to think, because they're not really in tune with the right. They just smear the right as, well, you're just racist bigots, and anytime you criticize anybody that, you know, is a person of color or a so-called minority and not a male, then obviously you're doing it from a bigoted perspective. And this story right here, right, featuring Yeonmi Park, a North Korea defector, really highlights exactly what I'm talking about. How there's just a certain segment of our society that are just immune from criticism. And it does not make sense, because these same people that want to grant immunity to people based off their skin color, right, and their sex are, by definition, the most racist people, right? Because you're literally assigning characteristics to people based off race, when the opposition is saying, no, we just want to judge people based off their merits and the things they do. As this North Korean defector says she was robbed by 3 black women and then accused of being racist, right? I mean, yeah, let me read that again. She was robbed by 3 women who happen to be black. Again, that's not the main point, right? They just happen to be black, okay? And the only reason it's important that they were black is literally because she was called racist. She was accused of being racist, okay? The person that was robbed. That's the only reason the skin color is even important. So let's read a little bit more here about this story, because this story really blew my mind, right? But it kind of backs up what I've been telling you guys about the woke revolution, okay? A North Korea defector claims she was mugged by 3 black women outside of Chicago Saks Fifth Avenue store last year, but white bystanders accused her of being racist when she tried to call police. Yeonmi Park, 27, told Joe Rogan's podcast that she was robbed of her wallet near the department store on Michigan Avenue during a wave of looting across the city last summer. Park, who has been outspoken on woke culture, claims she grabbed hold of one of the women and was trying to call police, but bystanders intervened. She claims about 20 people, many of whom she said were white, accused her of being racist for blaming the woman for mugging her. Quote, they were telling me that the color of their skin doesn't make them a thief, Park said. Quote, calling a black person a thief is racist. Jesus Christ. Guys, I mean, this is unbelievable, right? When I read this, I was like, no, this cannot be real. This can't be real. So just so you guys understand, this person, Yeonmi Park, whom is Asian, by the way, right? I'm going to get into the importance of that, was being robbed, right? By 3 women whom happened to be black, okay? And again, like I told you, that factor would not be important except the woke revolutionaries, right? Some of whom happen to be white, according to the story, allegedly, accuse Miss Yeonmi Park here of being racist for trying to restrain one of the robbers, right? So she's trying to restrain one of the people, okay, and call the police, and she's been accused of being racist for trying to restrain a black woman who was robbing her, okay, who was committing a crime, saying that calling black person a thief is racist. Well, a thief is a thief, right? It doesn't matter what race you are. If you steal, you steal, okay? And see, this is what I try to tell you guys, okay? They don't want to judge people on their marriage. They don't want to judge people on their character. They don't believe in color blindness, right? They don't. They want to have a society in which certain people of certain races get special treatment. And in my opinion, that is the most racist. To say that they can't be a thief because of their skin color or their sex, to me, is racism, right? Anti-racism is racism, right? That's what it is. And I mean, guys, this is anti-racism in my opinion. This is where this comes from. I mean, think about how brainwashed you have to be to think this way, guys. To just automatically assume that, well, it doesn't matter if, this person's actually a thief. If they happen to be black, then you can't call them a thief because that's racist. I mean, it's really incredible, right? And these are the same people that's supposed to be against Asian hate crimes, right? You're supposed to be sticking up for Asians who happen to get mugged and robbed and violence is committed against. What happened to that? Do those people not get the same victimhood status as other people, right? But I already know the answer to that question. The reality is they don't. Because Asians, right, happen to be the minority group that performs well. So a lot of people see Asians as, well, they're not the same as black people and Hispanics, right? Because they're succeeding. So therefore, they don't get the benefit of the doubt, right? Even though this person is experiencing a crime, right? And we're supposed to be against crimes against Asians. That's supposed to have been a big thing, right? That's a big thing from the left, right? I mean, everybody should be against crime in general, but I'm just saying the highlighting of Asian hate crimes is supposed to be coming primarily from the left. But depending on who is committing the crime, that doesn't matter anymore. But if it was a white person committing that crime, that person would have been smeared as, well, this is an anti-Asian hate crime, right? That person is racist against Asians. Guys, it blows my mind that this is the society that we're living in. And this is why Miss Yeonmi Park is so anti-woke, right? She says what is happening in America is damn near similar to what's happening in North Korea, even though even in North Korea, they're not this crazy, right? They're not this crazy. And we're going to read a little bit more here. Park claims the woman she was trying to restrain started punching her. I tried to call the police and they prevented me from calling the police, Park said. That's when I was thinking, quote, this country lost it. You damn right. She added, anybody can become a murderer or a thief, but it just happened to be a black woman. Again, that 100% true. Anybody can be a murderer or a thief. It just happened to be somebody black. Again, it's wrong whether it's a black person, it's wrong whether it's an Asian person, it's wrong whether it's a white person, it's wrong whether it's a Hispanic person. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. What's wrong is wrong. But again, to the woke revolutionaries, this isn't a thing, okay? That's not a thing. They have to look at everything through the lens of race. And it's funny because y'all remember that like skin color meme from Family Guy? Okay, you know that meme that basically says that if you're a certain skin color, certain things are okay and certain things are not okay. The left always tries to apply that meme to certain situations to try to say that the right is showing favoritism towards white people, when this is literally the exact same thing that the left is doing. It's just the opposite, right? It's literally just the opposite. They're doing the exact same thing. Park claimed that if the same incident had happened in North Korea, the bystanders would have immediately helped the victim. They're not going to just out of nowhere scream, you're racist, she said. Park claimed in her interview with Rogan that authorities tracked down a suspect by reviewing surveillance footage and tracking her credit cards. She suggested authorities would not prosecute them because there was so much crime in Chicago. A report from CWB Chicago, however, said that Lucretia Harris, 29, was sentenced to 2 years in connection with the incident. Harris pleaded guilty to unlawful restraint as part of a deal with prosecutors. Park said that speaking out about such incidents had made her an enemy of the woke. Park says she was 13 when she and her family fled North Korea in 2007. She lived in China and South Korea before coming to the U.S. and attending New York Columbia University in 2016. She has been outspoken of late regarding woke culture in the United States, saying it reminds her of the censorship of North Korea. I wish a lot of people would realize that, right? Where this censorship is headed towards, right? Where we're headed towards in regards to the relationship between the government and big tech. Okay, I wish a lot of people would wake up to this, right? Park said in June she was shocked by the censorship Columbia University imposed on her by teaching her how to think. I literally crossed the Gulf Desert to be free and realized I'm not free. America's not free, she told the Post at the time. She also recently criticized Olympian Gwen Berry, accusing her of being spoiled for turning her back on the U.S. flag. Oh my God, man. Ain't it crazy how people who've actually lived in communist countries, right? Communist dictatorships, whether that's North Korea, whether it's Cuba, whether it's any of these other countries, right? When they actually come to America, they love America. They realize how special America actually is, right? Ain't it crazy how that works? But what's sad about that is that those same people also recognize the signs that America is headed in the wrong direction. They recognize the signs that America is headed towards a state that they wanted to leave, okay? And they can recognize these signs because they've been there, right? They've been through it. And I really do think that those voices, right, like those of Cubans, people from North Korea, people who have escaped communist authoritarian dictatorships, I think their voices have to be elevated, man, because they're the ones that know up front and recognize the signs of moving in the direction of communism. And the fact that she's so outspoken about woke ideology tells you everything you need to know about woke ideology. It tells you everything you need to know. It is not advantageous for her to come out here and be against this. If anything, it's more advantageous for her to come out here and be woke, right? Because, she is Asian. She's a part of the minority community, right? She's speaking out against it because she's seen it. She knows where this leads to. So, like I said, man, I just found this story to be mind-blowing, right? Absolutely mind-blowing. But I'm not really surprised at all. This is the state where we're at. Some people just are immune from criticism based off their sex and skin color. I mean, it is what it is. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.